Supreme Court has formed a full court bench to hear the Sunni Ittihad Council's case on reserved seats for women and minorities. Previously, the Election Commission of Pakistan had denied SIC these seats, citing legal defects, and allocated them to other parties, including PMLN and PPP. In April, the SIC petitioned the Supreme Court, which suspended the earlier rulings and called for a larger bench to review the case. Consequently, the ECP suspended 77 assembly members' victories, reducing the ruling coalition's majority in parliament. The Supreme Court's decision remains pending, with significant political implications at stake. Meanwhile, the Balochistan government announced the arrest of 2 suspects on Friday in connection to the murder of 7 labourers from Punjab. The incident occurred in the coastal town of Sarbandan, highlighting ongoing security concerns. Moving to economic developments, shares at the Pakistan Stock Exchange saw significant gains on Friday. The KSE 100 index climbed more than 900 points in intraday trade. At 4:04 p.m., the index stood at 75,803.34, gaining 925.22 points or 1.24%. from the previous close of 74,878.12. This surge reflects investor confidence amid the current political and security climate. Israel's 20-day operation in Jabalia has led to the destruction of much of the city, including more than 1,000 homes, according to Civil Defense spokesman Mahmoud Basil. In a related development, dozens of UN experts are calling for decisive international action, including sanctions and an arms embargo, against Israel for its widely condemned assault on the southern Gaza city of Rafah. Contrary to the UN experts' characterization, the US State Department has stated that Israel's attack on Rafah is not a major operation. Despite this, thousands of troops are in the area, dozens of Palestinians have been killed, and 1 million people have been displaced. The humanitarian impact is significant, with the UN agency reporting that approximately 18,500 pregnant Palestinian women are fleeing Rafah's ongoing crisis. Since the conflict began on 7 October, at least 36,224 Palestinians have been killed and 81,777 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. Former United States President Donald Trump has been found guilty in a historic criminal hush money trial, a decision that could impact the 2024 election campaign. A New York City jury convicted Trump on all 34 counts of falsifying business documents related to a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 election. Trump, who pleaded not guilty, faces up to 4 years in prison for each count, though experts suggest probation or community service is more likely. The sentencing is scheduled for 11th July, just days before the Republican National Convention. Tensions were high in the courtroom as the verdict was delivered. Trump appeared emotionless as the jury announced its decision. Defense lawyer Todd Blanche's request to nullify the verdict was denied by Judge Juan Merchan, concluding the 7-week trial. This case is one of 4 criminal indictments Trump faces, with this being the only one likely to go to trial before the November election. Early results from South Africa indicate that the ANC is likely to fail in winning the majority vote. Bloomberg reports that this situation has left investors uncertain about potential coalition outcomes. Initially, it seemed the gunning party might reach the 50% mark, enabling it to partner with a smaller party. However, with half the votes counted, the ANC's tally is just under 41%. With just over 60% of the votes announced, the ANC may have to seek support from one of its larger rivals, the DA, MK, or the EFF. Any coalition deal would likely involve significant policy concessions and the allocation of senior government positions to the partner party. Investors and the business community favor a deal with the DA, which has received 23% of votes and is considered more market-friendly. However, the ideological divide between the ANC and the DA is substantial, complicating potential negotiations. The EFF, led by Julius Malema, is another potential partner. Despite tensions between Malema and some ANC factions, the EFF might be a more natural fit. The EFF, with 9.5% of the vote, has stated it would partner with the ANC if given the powerful finance minister post.